There we are. We're live. The excitement. I cannot hold it back. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother, yes.
Yes, mother.
Ugh. All right. Should we do it?
I mean, we're already doing it.
Okay. Let's do this then. That we're already doing.
That we're doing. Let's continue this.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 210. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey, buddy. How you doing this week?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. Oh, what a lovely week it's been with the 4 days off work, my friend. Ooh.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that with the weather being decent enough to go outside and mainly drink outside. That was a fun event. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you might have drunk more than me this weekend, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, buddy, obviously bank holiday weekend, time to get some stuff done. I've been painting ceilings, I've been moving bricks and rubble, I cleaned out behind the shed, found at least 6 old fucking fence panels just rotting away back there. I was like, yeah, cool. You
Nice.
know, down the side of the house, there was loads of bricks that had just been chucked down there for whatever.
Chuck them down there.
I mean, you know, when I moved from my previous house, the house that I owned, I kind of tidied up all the shit, you know, as a nice gesture for the people moving in.
Rookie mistake from you there.
Yeah,
Schoolboy.
obviously. Obviously, just like leave shit everywhere, and then the other people will sort it out, aka me. So yeah, moved a load of shit, cleaned out behind the shed, made some pancakes. I mean, that was cool. I love pancakes.
Of course.
You know, everyone loves pancakes. It was a great adventure.
That's Easter.
I had to go to the shop twice that morning. First time to get, you know, syrup, eggs, because I was like, oh, we've got milk and flour. We didn't have milk and flour, so I had to go back to the shop, but I went to a different shop this time. So I was like, don't go back to the same shop. You'll look like a retard.
Crazy.
So, different shop, made pancakes. I tell you what, I'm fucking good at making pancakes. I'm not gonna lie. I know how to do it. I know how to make good pancakes.
Once you got the ingredients, then you're fucking great at it.
You know, it's pretty simple. You gotta use a lot of butter and make sure that pan is fucking hot. AKA, it's gotta be, you know, the fucking whoosh off of it. What's it? It's not steam. It's whatever it is. The heat. I don't know. Vapor. I'm going for. You gotta get that vapor going, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, that gas.
Step 1 in pancake making.
Yeah.
Vapor.
You know, you gotta get the butter vapor going.
Butter vapor. Step 2. Yeah.
Step 2, wang it in.
Wang it in. Wang it in. There you are.
Step 3, flip it.
Flip it.
Step 4, fucking eat it.
Yeah.
There you go. Job done, mate. That's a pancake.
Ram it down your gullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shove it in there. Right, yeah. Pancakes, I made them. I didn't think that was going to go on for so long, but it did. And also had a barbecue, buddy, because obviously the weather was stupendous. So had a barbecue, had some people around, had a barbecue. Nowhere had any burgers, so had to do the old classic, there's loads of meatballs, so we'll buy some meatballs and turn them into burgers.
Yes.
You know, it's simple. When you don't have burgers, you just make burgers. A lot of people
burger material.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, but there's no burgers in the store. How can we have the burgers when there are no burgers in the store? Well, you fucking make the burgers, don't you? It's that simple.
It's just as simple as that.
You know, it's that simple. Simple as... And finally, buddy. For this little bit, I drank loads of beer, which was tasty. I had a lot of BrewDog. I had a couple of me fucking old speckled hens left over, so I've polished them off, and then bit of gin. That was a good day. It was a very good day. I can still only hear through one ear at the moment. I went to the doctors yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, your ear's blocked." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my god! They did it. The diagnosis.
I mean, holy shit.
Oh.
And they're like, "You need to be putting olive oil in that and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been doing that for about a week now." And they're like, "Well, we'll have to get them syringed, but you'll have to book it for 2 weeks because you got to put that olive oil in there." I'm like,
this ear seems to be entirely blocked with olive oil. I don't know what you've been doing. But there's oil in here. You want to put your ear on a hob.
Yeah, and get that olive oil vape.
Get that olive oil out.
Yeah, get that olive oil vape out if you heat it up.
Vapor, yeah.
So you go get that vape out of your ear by heating it up. And yeah. So I was like, how about I just have it in a week instead of 2 since I've already been doing this. And they're like, oh, it might not be soft enough. I'm like, I don't care, just fucking. So on Monday I'm going in, getting my ears syringed or whatever it is.
Lovely.
Is it syringed? No, it's
sure.
Not. Is it?
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That sounds wrong.
Delicious.
Tasty. Olive oil and earwax. What a mixture. Tasty stuff, buddy. And then finally, buddy, this week, a little update on the game making. I've come up with the name. I've written it down here. It's Isometric Crazy Trick Golf Shot Game.
Like it.
Catchy. I
like the golf in between the trick and the shot there, buddy. That's what I really like about
tricky golf shot game.
Off guard, it catches you. Yeah.
You just don't see it coming.
Nope.
So I've added a rotating camera. So obviously isometric top down. You can now spin it round 90 degrees each way, so you can get different angles on this bad boy. And also a respawn button, aka trials. When you fuck it up, bam, quick, back to the start.
Back to the start.
It's going to be one of them games, buddy. So highly addictive, just like crack cocaine. When it's ready, I'll let you know and you can play it. Because I know you can't wait.
I'm very excited for this.
I wouldn't be.
Everything you're describing reminds me of the Shooting Stars Crazy Golf game that used to be on the BBC website. And I've longed for that for a long time. So, yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm all in, buddy.
You're welcome. In. So there you go, buddy. That's my week. Pretty relaxing, really, at the end of the day. I really didn't enjoy going back to work yesterday and the day before. That was really shit. But hey,
yeah.
These things you do to pay bills and buy stuff, I guess, Whatever. So what's your week been, buddy?
Well,
tell me a riddle.
I've had a time, buddy.
I've had
a cheeky time. I went away for the bank holiday weekend to the glorious city of Newcastle. And I have to say, they know how to do it up there, buddy. Fuck me. Ooh. What a place. I'd never been there before. I really like it. I like how, even though it's a giant city, you only need to worry about sort of a square mile of it in the middle. That'll do you. That's all you need. Everything's there in that bit. So it's very walkable. It's all you need. It's all you need. I also quite like the fact that they've got so many fucking pubs that I almost was in like tears of absolute joy. I like that all of the people speak in a funny voice and a very friendly. It's a wonderful place, buddy.
Hey.
How I was expecting some sort of like pikey bar culture up there. I was essentially expecting Cardiff, and I think that's fair because I've seen Geordie Shore. I know what it's like up in Newcastle. Well, no, exactly. I fucking didn't, buddy. Absolutely,
he doesn't know.
No.
He knows now. Now he knows.
Now I know. so yeah, it was a stag do, but it was a very low key stag do, very low key. And so yeah, the first night we didn't get up there until sort of evening time, sort of 9ish, and probably sensibly, the rest of our party thought, I think we'll head off to bed. It was about sort of 11:20, something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's quite late.
We had an escape room booked the next morning for some reason. They were like, off we go then. And but I don't know if you've met me, buddy, but I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do that, buddies. I think I'll stay here, actually.
Stay here where the booze is, yeah?
In the Brewdog pub of Newcastle.
That sounds good.
I was having Brewdogs in there. I was having some of that, what's it called? Tangerine something. Clockwork Tangerine. I was drinking a lot of that.
Sounds about right, yeah.
That was fucking tasty. I was having some of those. I had a couple of punk IPAs as well, buddy. You got to, haven't you, really?
When in Rome.
Go on. So I was there for a while, and obviously at this point I was drinking alone in Newcastle on a stag do, which wasn't mine. I mean, that probably would have been worse if it was my stag do and I was drinking alone. I reckon, as a sort of peripheral member of the stag party, I think it was probably less sad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's allowed.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was out all night. I was like, I think I'll go and have a little look at the river. The Tyne. See if there's any fog.
Tyne. Yeah.
Is there fog? I'll have a look. There wasn't fog. No it was fog. Quite clear.
Did you see the big bridge?
I saw the big bridge, buddy. I liked the big bridge. Everything was lit up. It was beautiful. I'd had a few jars, as you'd say. I went to some pub under the bridge.
Nice.
Which was very nice. They had their own they were brewing stuff in there, buddy, in big copper cylinders and shit, just in the room with you. I was
using bum yeast.
Yeah, probably bum yeast.
Yeah, best kind of yeast.
In Newcastle, mate. So yeah, then I tried to get into. I went to a Cuban bar. They were dancing, and there was a man playing the castanets. At this point, it was getting a little messy and a little bit weird. I was still completely solo, obviously. I ordered a Black Russian, something I've never ordered in my life before. She said it's a minimum spend of £10 on cards. I said, fucking 2 then. And then I tried to get into this drum and bass club, and they were like, absolutely no, you cannot come in here. And I was like, well, where can I go? And they pointed me in the direction of a pub called Lady Grey's. I went up there, buddy, and I walked through the door, and there was an Irish gentleman, and he said that I was a cunt, which I thought was completely fair. And then he bought me a really expensive shot. This was at about 2 a.m, which I didn't want. But obviously, he just called me a cunt, so I kind of knew that he probably wasn't to be trifled with, much like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
So I immediately, as you would do in this situation when you're greeted with essentially a thug, I tried to buy him a drink back. And it turns out that he was the last drink they served that night, buddy, because they stopped serving dead on 2 o'clock. And I literally couldn't buy him a drink back.
Fucking nailed it, mate. Well played.
Now, he wasn't that happy about that. And I didn't think it was wise to explain to him that it was kind of his fault that he'd lost track of time, buddy. So I quite rightly insisted on buying him a drink in return. I was like, I will buy you a drink. And thus began a baffling crawl across the town of various bars and shit clubs.
Nice.
Getting turned away from most, culminating in a trip to a strip club at 6 a.m.
There it is.
Yeah, there it was. There it was. And yeah, that was my night, buddy. That was my Friday.
How was the escape room?
I did not make the escape room.
I didn't make it.
I didn't make it to the escape room.
I wonder why.
That was the most poor value escape room experience I've ever had, buddy. In that I paid for it, but I didn't fucking go. So,
well, mate, you didn't even have to escape, mate. You'd already escaped the escape room by not going.
No, I mean, obviously the rest of the stag party were a mixture of confused and horrified as I recounted my evening. Because I'd never met any of them before other than the groom. They obviously didn't know what to expect, but
They
now
didn't
they
know what you're
fucking did.
about. Yeah.
Now they did, buddy. That was fine. Other things we did. On the Saturday, we went to the mighty St James's Park, buddy, to watch the mighty Toons smash Southampton. 3-1 win for Newcastle. Beautiful stuff. Loved every second of that.
That will happen.
And that was fucking great. And then we went out that evening, and that was another brilliant evening. Actually, the stag party were with me this time, so
what they stayed up
things
till gone past 11.
I was out till 4 the second night, and then a combined 6 hours sleep. I felt so old and shit. Like it's the worst.
That will happen.
You get
Definitely.
to our
Jesus.
age, and it's not recommended. You start getting like 3-day hangovers and shit. It's not the best. But we had a movie moment as we tried to get into. Obviously, as I got a bit more merry, I was like, we should try and get into one of the clubs I got turned away from last night. And so we we went in there, and we didn't know what to expect. The bouncer was like, "Are you sure you want to come in?" We were like, "Yeah." We didn't really know why he said that. And it turned out we go upstairs, and like all like 6 of us like going through the doors at once. The double doors swing open, and it's just fucking latex and leather as far as the eye can see. Rammstein like pounding through the speakers, like it was like a sort of BDSM goth night in this club. Obviously, I got proper into that, buddy. I was moshing away, no problem.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, red stripe cans in the cooler. And then on the Sunday, I did probably the best thing that anyone's ever done in Newcastle. Went on a stadium tour of St James's Park, buddy. Having been there the day before, it was lovely to then go behind the scenes, go in the changing rooms and shit. And one of the places
you took a shit in the changing room.
One of the places that we were allowed to go into was the private boxes.
Oh yeah.
And one of the private boxes is owned by John Joe Shelby. He pays £85,000 a year to have that private box, buddy.
Of course he does. Totally worth it.
So they've got like sliding doors at the end, and everyone like went outside, and I was just admiring the private box, having a little look at the kitchen and stuff. Like, oh, this is quite a nice private box. I'm in there on my own, and I suddenly realised I could leave John Joe a message at this point. I could write something on a bit of paper. I could hide it like under a couple of plates, maybe under the kettle or something. They probably won't find it. I doubt they'll be in this room.
Yeah, no, they won't find that.
But all I had was a pencil and a receipt, very small receipt, buddy. So I did what any man would do. I drew a small cock on the receipt, and I hid that in one of the cupboards in John Joe Shelby's private box. So hopefully you'll find that at the weekend, or at least one of his friends will.
Nice, beautiful.
It does beg the question, buddy. You go on these stadium tours, fucking just hide shit places. Why not?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
that's brilliant, buddy.
You go in the changing rooms. You could pop a sticker in there somewhere. Just
Why not?
I don't know. It's an option. But,
do what you want. Yeah. I like the idea of just taking a shit in the changing room. I think that's
a little bit harder to pull off, buddy, under pressure and surrounded by a group of other people touring the stadium tour. You got to pick your opportunities there. It's quite important. But yeah. So anyway, that was my weekend, buddy, and then I went back to work essentially. Just swinging by a Monday barbecue with the family because of the bank holiday, and that was pretty good as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds nice, but I mean, incredible stories from an incredible weekend, I guess.
At 5:30 on Friday night or morning, I was lying on my back in the road on like a dual carriageway with an Irishman that I'd met only moments earlier. Just sort of shouting, and that was great. It was something I'd recommend to anyone, buddy.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Newcastle, who would have thought it?
Newcastle, highly recommended. Beautiful city, wonderful bars, wonderful pubs, and I didn't get punched or anything, and I probably deserved to. So make of that what you will in terms of pluses or minuses. But there we are.
Win-win, buddy.
Yeah. So obviously the topic of this week's podcast is video games, although
Obviously.
Nothing up until this point suggests that, nor have we really played any, nor is there any news. But the topic of this week's podcast is video games, buddy. Although
True. That actually reminds me something quickly.
Okay.
I had a cheeky purchase this week, video game related, as always.
No. Okay.
I bought a new T-shirt and a hat.
Ooh.
There was some sort of sale going on at, I think it was like geekstore.com or some wank website like that. Anyway, I was like, all right, yeah, I'll have a look at that. And I bought a new T-shirt. I'm wearing it right now. If you're watching the stream, which no one is, wearing it right now. It's orange. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got one of them big fucking long necks on it. I was like, that's nice. I'll have that for a $5. Always goes down well. And then
Beautiful thing, buddy.
bought a new hat. £5 hat. I need a new hat for my holidays coming up. Only 4 weeks away, buddy. It's a Destiny hat. Yay!
Oh, you're quite a fan of the old Destiny games, aren't you?
Yeah,
So
I like the Destinies. They're all right. But yeah, £5 hat, mate. You know, it's not my fault that it's Destiny. I'd wear any £5 hat, really. But just nice. Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful, buddy. With the
That's video
memorabilia.
game related. Yeah, I can put it on a shelf or my head. My choice.
First video game thing we've talked about.
Yeah, I know.
Before we
Well,
move
that's a
into
lie because I spoke about the game that I'm making. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yep. No, that is fair.
What did I call it? Isometric, tricky,
crazy trick golf shot game.
Rolls off the tongue. Yeah. So. Yeah. Exactly, buddy. That's what I will call it for short.
Yeah. If it is going to be an acronym, I do suggest some more vowels, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Yeah, but I could just rearrange what's there. I'm sure I can make a funny word out of it. Anyway, gits or something maybe.
Yeah, gits is nice. I like gits.
There you go.
Yeah.
We get some gits. Play some gits. Yeah, yep, some
Yeah,
gits.
bit
Anyway,
gits.
yeah. As you were saying, the only thing left to say, buddy, or talk about is what are you drinking this week, mate?
Well, let me tell you, buddy. I am on the Coors Light this evening, and the mountain is blue. What about yourself?
I'm on the nice cheap Rheinbacher from Aldi. It gets the job done, and it's cheap.
There you go.
No story this week. I mean, I could go into the story about how I got it, but I went there.
No, what more do you need? That's
exactly.
It. Yeah.
You know, job done. Right.
Sweet as the punch, buddy. Well, in that case, I think we should probably go and talk about what we've been playing. So this is looking a little barren from the pair of us, but kind of unsurprising considering the bank holiday weekend and the weather. But what have you been playing this week, buddy?
Well, this week, buddy, I've been playing The Division 2.
Oh.
Mainly like the past few weeks. And big news this week. I've hit gear score 450. Thanks very much to Trophy Addicts getting me up there. Which now means that we can go for the final world tier, which is world tier 5. We're going to get stuck into that hopefully probably maybe tomorrow or end of this week. So I might have some news about that and next week. Who knows? We'll see.
Nice.
So yeah. It's good. I'm enjoying it. Now that I'm at a nice high level, I can go back to lower world tiers and just fucking rinse through it, which is lots of fun. But also, this game gets stupidly challenging. So one of the big things are the control points, which are dotted around the place, around the map. And what happens when you go into, I think it's world tier 4, you can increase the difficulty of these. So all around the map, there's like little things going off, like propaganda posts, like enemy territories where you can take over. And what you do every time you take over one of them, it's linked to a control point, and then the control point has a number and it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we did one at a 4, or was it a 3? We definitely did one at a 3, and it was insanely hard, like ridiculous. I'm trying to think of better words but none are coming. It was literally insane. Let's just put it that way. The amount of enemies and yellow bars, like big fuckers, that were just coming at us was just unbelievable. But we managed to get it done. But it's just nice that there's, options for me to play this game like super hardcore or nice and cash. If I just want to go on and shoot some dudes, I can. If I want to take it super serial, I totally can. It's awesome. I love it. Great game.
I mean, it sounds very much like the experience you're having is the same one that you were having with Destiny. To me, as a sort of layman, it sounds like you're doing the same things, like running, like levels over and over and getting your score higher. Like...
The thing is, I'm not really doing many levels. It makes you do certain levels and the big strongholds, which is like the 3 major missions, to get into the next level, like the next fucking world tier or whatever. But most of the time, I still haven't explored the entire map. Most of the time, I'm just going around and going like, oh, what's down this place?
So it's more like the sort of open worldiness that Destiny kind of lacks, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of I would say so, because obviously with Destiny, you've got those loading times between worlds and things like that. And, even though the worlds are absolutely gorgeous in Destiny, they can be, like you learn them quite quickly. I mean, with Forsaken, they did add the Dreaming City, and there was like loads of awesome secrets in that thing, and I spent hours and hours like fucking just jumping up the side of fucking mountains and things, finding where shit is, and that was really cool. But there's something about having an open world game with no loading times. Well, obviously the initial load time, and then that's it, there's just something about having the map and just being like, I can just go wherever the fuck I want. And obviously you can fast travel and stuff like that if you need to get across the map. But the majority of the time, I'm just like mooching about, going like, oh, what's over here, and finding all different stuff. It's fucking awesome, man. It really, really is. They've done an absolutely stellar job with this game, and obviously they're still going to be supporting it. But for this game to be so the opposite to lackluster, I don't know what that is. But, have so much stuff to it is just phenomenal, really.
Nice, man. Beautiful. I'm glad you got so much enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I mean, even if I was just doing it for the campaign, I think I would have got 30, 35 hours out of it. But, the fact that, that obviously there's still loads more to do in it. There's the raid. I don't know if the raid's out or it is coming out. I think it got delayed a week or so. But that's something else to look forward to as well, which is cool.
Nice, buddy. Very nice.
Yeah, so desperately trying to think if I played anything else. Nothing really of note. I mean, the Division probably isn't really, but that was just the thing that I played the most.
No, it's cool, buddy. As we said, like it's been a week of lovely weather in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
And holiday time with your family, so it was always going to be a bit barren with the old
Gibbons.
games this week.
Yeah, so that's pretty much me. I've been looking at PCs, building a new PC for no reason whatsoever, apart from the fact that would be nice. I don't need it.
Classic.
You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I want to start playing some more PC games. So I'm gonna, because I haven't even fucking really tested my new graphics card out yet. So yeah, I will hopefully be dipping into some PC gaming in the upcoming weeks, buddies. So if you've got any recommendations, let me know. So, buddy, sorry, I kind of forgot to ask you, what have you been playing this week?
That's okay, buddy. There's not much to say. This week, really, all I've been playing, obviously, I missed game night as well because I was up in Newcastle.
It was just me and Funk, and we just played Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered for like 4 hours. It was awesome.
Okay. Well, lovely stuff. Beautiful. Well, cool. Yeah. So all I've actually played is FIFA 19. When I got home from Newcastle, I felt compelled to start a new career as Newcastle, and so there, that's what I've been doing, buddy. I've actually played quite a lot. I've probably played like 20 games of FIFA in the last couple of nights for some reason, mainly because I was still kind of recovering from my weekend, so I was just like flopping on the sofa.
Yeah, but, obviously.
Yeah, picked up some good signings. I've brought in Jamie Vardy as my flagship signing, buddy. I've got
him. He'll score some goals.
Yeah, him and Iosi Perez up front. They're smacking him in. And I brought in old Çalhanoğlu from AC Milan as a set piece specialist on the left wing. And we're top of the fucking league right now by about 4 points. So that's not bad after sort of 12, 13 games. But certainly nothing of note that a podcast audience would like to hear about. So I'll stop. There you go. That's
Nice.
me.
Well
That's
done, buddy.
me and FIFA. So yeah. There is one thing that we played together.
Yeah, we did.
Which I really enjoyed, actually.
Me too, buddy. I enjoyed taking the piss out of it. But also, I enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, it's a bad game. It's EA Sports Rory McIlroy Golf PGA Tour. I don't know. There's probably even more names to it. Who can say? But at the end of the day, it's a golf game. It's not a very good one. But it's a lot better than that golf club one. It's
really.
You can pick up the golf club, which is terrible. The golf club 2 is apparently better. It wouldn't be hard. But yeah, Rory McIlroy is a game that we picked up like in deep sale about 2 years ago. And yeah, I've just been playing it a little bit recently because it's just quite nice and relaxing having a golf game, to be honest. And,
I forgot how nice and relaxing it actually is. And the gameplay is really good. You know,
yeah,
like they nailed it. I think we spoke about it last week or whatever, but they absolutely nailed the whole, you know, controls, the physics of it all like years ago. So I don't know, for them to make a game that's so bad compared to previous ones.
Well, I
me.
think it's worse than games, you know, like they were making some brilliant games like in the Tiger Woods era. Obviously, you know, he did win the Masters last week, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Bit of a comeback king. But I remember Tiger Woods 06, 07, 08. I mean, I know you had a big soft spot for PGA Tour 09 as well. And these games are better than EA Sports Rory McIlroy Golf.
Yeah,
I don't know that much in it graphically between them, but certainly in terms of content and physics and so on, this game is not as good as those games which are 10, 12 years older, which is very embarrassing, I would say.
It's stupid.
But this still has those core mechanics, the way we like to play a golf game, that swing on the right stick, the way to sort of be able to spin the ball in an arcadey fashion. It kind of gets that balance about right. And as such, there's a good course selection on there because they kept chucking courses at it that they were going to sell until they realized that no one was going to buy the fucking thing. And then they gave them away. So yeah, it's a fun little diversion. I suspect we might have another round this evening, buddy.
Yeah, man, I don't see why not. It was a good laugh. It was nice. Yeah. Enjoyable.
If you can get this thing in deep sale and you like your golf games, then yeah, this is probably worth, you know, £6 or £7 of anyone's money, I would say.
Yeah, sorry, I'm drinking, but yeah, totally right. I agree, 100%.
So there we are, buddy. That's what we've been playing, aka fuck all. And yeah, with that in mind, I think we should probably move on. And speaking of fuck all, buddy, now it's time for the news.
The news.
The
news. Fucking news.
Number one. There is very little news.
There's little to no news.
Just so everyone's aware. Number one. Cell Shaded Shooter 13, that's XIII, is getting a remaster for some reason, and it's coming to all platforms. So PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Don't know how they're going to get that thing running on the Switch. I'll believe it when I see it, buddy.
Fuck knows, mate. I mean,
what an incredible achievement.
That will be. I just can't see it happening.
That's a PS2 game.
And Xbox original, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Xbox original. And I remember it looking really nice. I don't really remember it playing that brilliantly. And I don't know why anyone would want it again. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. Maybe am I wrong with this? Like, was
No,
this
I think you agree. I remember it being like, "Oh, that looks nice." Vaguely remember playing it, not a lot,
Yeah,
and also, yeah, why? Really, just why? Why
yeah.
do why?
I don't really
I mean,
know.
I guess it's there, so you might as well. I mean, I think
I
that's the whole
suppose so.
ethos around these. A lot of these remasters, we've got it, so might as well do it again.
I mean, I don't know about you, but had basically forgotten that it even existed until I saw this news. So, um, uh, it's, it's certainly not finding its way onto anyone's classic lists or anything like that. I don't know. I just find it a bit strange, as you say. Like, why the fuck not? It's probably like not a great deal of effort or money to remaster this thing. Maybe
How
it'll
much
sell
do you
some
reckon it's going to
copies.
be? I reckon £15, which
I
is too
wouldn't be that
much.
surprised if it was 25.
Yeah, no, I was just actually thinking that. Yeah,
It
£25
might even
maybe.
be more than that. I don't know.
£32.99.
It's hard to say. All I know is it's quite old. So yeah,
And no one cares.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we're completely wrong here. Maybe we both completely missed the
Yeah,
boat. But
possibly.
certainly when you look at like top 100 games of all time lists and that sort of thing, it
I don't think it'll be in there.
doesn't feature. No.
No,
Might be
no.
fun though. We'll keep an eye on it. See what the
Maybe.
reviews are like. Yeah. So on to number 2, buddy, which is comfortably my favourite piece of news this week. You'll remember some time ago, I think it was May 2018, Walmart Canada kind of were the main sort of leakers of pre-E3 news in that they listed a collection of games that had yet to really be announced, including Borderlands 3.
Yeah, that was nice.
Which, yeah, I mean, we were hoping that would arrive. We're pleased when it did. Also, Forza Horizon 5, but that's not really a leak.
Yeah.
Obviously they're making that. Probably the standout one, which no one actually knew existed until this leak from Walmart Canada, was Rage 2. So, yeah, and these leaks, they just appeared on the Walmart Canada storefront without even having like box art or anything. It was literally a blank box with like Xbox One or PS4 along the top, and then a black cover, and just in like fucking Arial font.
Yeah,
fucking,
just absolute balls.
Rage 2. So at the time, Bethesda responded. The official Rage 2 game Twitter from Bethesda, they responded by sending like a stuff that's wrong with it kind of thing. So they sent a picture of the product page with basically notes, arrows pointing, saying incorrect key art, wrong font, not all caps, sad face, missing age rating, like circling Rage 2, and putting like an A plus in the middle. Walmart Canada has now responded. Obviously, the game is on the cusp of release. They're accepting pre-orders now. And if you pre-order your copy now, buddies, you can get the limited E3 2018 Rage 2 sleeve as a Walmart exclusive for PS4 and Xbox One, which is a replica of the original leaked cover with the Arial font, including all of the Rage 2 Twitter accounts notes. Very good. Very good. We like that.
It's funny
as that a lot. Fucking good stuff. And you know that partly that's a joke, but partly Bethesda heavily involved there in one way or another. Tend to stay ahead of the curve with this sort of thing.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, pretty special, buddy. Yeah, a few more bits from me. BioWare has delayed all post-launch content for whatchamacallit. I can't even remember its name. It's so unimportant. Anthem. There you go. Yeah, so there was supposed to be raids coming soon, free play, guilds, and so on.
Yeah, all kinds of things that would be good in that game.
Yeah, and perhaps should have been in it when it launched, but
maybe.
But weren't. Anyway, they've all been postponed indefinitely. to allow BioWare to concentrate on fixing the game.
Well done.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done really well there.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, that's obviously bad news for anyone who bought that.
Clown shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just no words for it. It shouldn't have just. I don't know. They've obviously released it because they have to, but it was a shit game anyway. Really, at the end of the day, wasn't great. So much ideas and potential there, but just absolute balls, mate.
It's just a shame that the opening fucking take, the sort of hot take when you very, very first saw anything of Anthem was, look at this Destiny clone. And
yeah, well,
you thought, well, but it's BioWare, like the sort of creative juices will be flowing, like they can really sort of come up with something here. But it just doesn't seem to have hit the right notes with people. It probably never was going to with me because,
no.
It could be brilliant and I wouldn't probably be that interested. But it's just a shame for all the people who were,
totally.
people who had high hopes. It's and maybe it'll become a good game once they fix it. Maybe it'll be a good game in a year's time. But I just don't really.
It's not the way it should be.
That
it's not the way it should be. No.
Post-launch, it's just not the same, is it? Really?
No, totally not. Unfortunately.
Not cool. Either way, probably the right decision to not start chucking more content at something that's broken.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Just pathetic, really, especially with the sort of might of EA behind it, that they couldn't, just get their shit together and release a working video game.
They couldn't do it, buddy.
Gibbons. So there we are. Elsewhere, Netflix announces that their Witcher TV series will launch before the end of the year. No other information yet, no trailers or anything yet. Henry Cavill, of course, playing Geralt of Rivia there. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope it isn't shit, but it might be. But I'll watch it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of it. I'm hoping good things there. That'd be nice. Is that something you're interested in? Would you watch that?
Yeah, I totally would. I mentioned I watch a lot of things gaming related. Obviously, I mentioned Netflix have got the For Honor documentary on there. It's mostly in French, but still worth a watch, buddies. It's good. But yeah, I'd definitely watch that.
Do you think when this thing launches, the kind of the great unwashed, the people who don't have a fucking clue, are going to think that this is like a sort of Game of Thrones cash-in or something? Do you think that might be the attitude people have who don't really follow gaming culture and so on?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's fucking hundreds of shows that are like that, I guess. So
yeah, we've had medieval ones, haven't we? And we've had
people love that
Viking ones and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, zombies, mate. I mean, they're original, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm kind of looking forward to that, whatever it may be. That'd be cool.
Oh, Gibbons.
Finally, from me, news that a new, cheaper Switch is launching before the end of June. Some sort of budget model or something. So,
so how are they going to get their games to run on that?
I don't know. I don't really know. It's Bloomberg that leaked this, mentioning a modest upgrade due for the existing Switch model, also currently due this year. So whether the new budget one will actually just be a sort of current version in a slightly different sort of get-up, and there'll be some sort of pro model going above it in a sort of 3DS, 2DS kind of thing.
Okay.
I could kind of see that working for them. Certainly think the Switch has held its value more than most people would have hoped, other than Nintendo, of course. So, yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. I haven't heard a great deal coming out of Nintendo recently, but then I guess there hasn't really been much news this year.
Never really
so
is,
far.
Though, mate. There's never really any news about Nintendo apart from they're there and everyone loves them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, either way, I mean, they'll sell. I'm sure they'll sell.
Yeah, of course they will. Well, they need that kind of cheaper version to get the people with 2DSs and still rocking the 3DS. They need to get that market out of the 3DS and into the Switch. But I'm guessing So I'm guessing that's aimed at them. Wasn't there rumours it being like a non-docked version as well or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, we've heard quite a lot of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
all of this it's worth noting. All of this is rumours at the moment.
Stuff, yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, to have a different price point there kind of makes sense for them. And maybe papers over the fact that there aren't many games coming out for that console.
True.
Which has always been their problem.
Well, there's loads of games coming out for that console, mate, and they're just really old.
Yeah, no, fair point. So yeah, buddy, that's the news from me. I think it therefore remains time for me to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, of course. And that is Ash's News favourite things of the week.
Cheers, buddy. 4 or 5 things maybe this week. We'll see how we go. Burnout Paradise servers are shutting down, which is sad.
Yeah, not the remastered ones, though.
Not the remastered ones, though. Was that back pat? Do we know if that's back pat on Xbox One? Because if it is, sad news for those guys.
I don't know. I don't know if it is.
Either way.
I can find out while you're talking.
Either way, they have shut down, or they are shutting down at some point. That's news. The man behind 1080 snowboarding on the N64 is working on a spiritual successor.
Well, we could do with another good snowboarding game, because it's been a very long time since Sean White.
Now, see, he goes on about how fucking people can make these massive worlds and they're all multiplayer. And fucking, it worries me that it's just going to be like steep and just loads of people everywhere. I'm like, yeah, maybe I just want some kind of arcade snowboarding game. I don't know. Maybe not.
Like an SSX. Yeah.
See, not like I still want it quite realistic though. But like, I don't know, maybe it's the whole open worldiness that is just too much for me. Like, I don't want to see a mountain. Give me like a closed off circuit. But I guess they are.
I mean, Amps and Sean White, they were both open world, but they were kind of refined and compacted somewhat.
Exactly. A compact open world.
Them being
have like a run, like this is the yellow run, and it's got like a couple of different routes, different jumps here, there, or everywhere, So it's kind of open. But not. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, 1080 snowboarding was a cool game. It was, I think that was the first one with the old spinny round of the stick. I think on the N64.
I think you might be right.
From what I remember, it was pretty difficult. Next, buddy, Street Fighter 5 is going free to play in 2 weeks. Apparently, so I've been told.
Wow.
What
a fucking train wreck.
Yeah. Let me just see if I'm correct. Capcom is opening up Street Fighter 2 for a 2-week stretch on Steam. On Tuesday. That's ballbags. Fucking that's clickbait for you there, innit? Always gets me.
Fucking textbook, mate. Played like a fiddle.
If you want to play Street Fighter 5 for 2 weeks for free, you can. I, wouldn't recommend it. Apparently it's a bag of shite, but who knows?
Yeah.
Next, buddy. Last of Us Part 2 is apparently releasing September 27th. According to a Slovakian retailer. There you go.
Oh, well, thank you, Slovakia.
Yeah.
What a purchase that's going to be. It's one that I'll be making. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Oh.
There's box art as well on this stuff here. I'm trying to see. It's a fucking very small picture.
Arial font, yeah.
Yeah, it just says Last of Us 2. There's no age rating.
Nice.
It's not all capitals either. So
you can get the special Slovakian edition if you pre-order.
There you go.
The special Slovakian box
that'd be nice if it was September 27th. I'd buy that and play it.
I would buy that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Gibbons. Finally, buddy. I think this has already been addressed, but the official Nintendo Switch app is packed with penises thanks to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate stage creators. There's just loads of cocks everywhere on it, but they've all been taken down now, unfortunately, which is sad. But everyone loves it.
Like John Joe Shelby's private box, buddy, full of cocks. Absolutely full of cocks.
He loves it.
They're all gone now. They're taking them all down, have they? That's a shame.
Yeah. So, no more penises. But it was there for a moment. There's images on the internet.
Just like there's one in John Joe Shelby's box.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. So there you go, buddy. Once again, not a lot because there's fuck all going on this week. But some tidbits for you there.
Gibbons, buddy, thanks very much for that. And yes, Burnout Paradise was backwards compatible on Xbox. So yeah, you won't be able to play that online anymore if you were utilising that method of play.
Indeed.
So yeah, thanks for shining a light on that, buddy. Important issues. That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. Now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week. What have we got, buddy?
Well, let me tell you, buddy. There's a flagship here. It's an exciting endeavor. This week's big release, if you're me, is Blood and Truth on PSVR, which is finally arriving. I haven't seen any reviews or anything yet. I'm really excited about this game. I hope it's not shit. I heard rumors about 6 months ago that it might be shit.
Shit.
Either way, something that we need to investigate because, I think the London Heist is one of the high points of PSVR. Absolutely, like, brilliant. It was also the very first VR experience I had. The car chase in the transit van as part of that London Heist.
The tranny van, yeah?
Yeah, the tranny van, buddy. And, so I'm really excited about this and looking forward to picking that up and playing it, provided it doesn't get absolutely cunted in the reviews. That's kind of where I am with it, buddy. Are you excited about this at all? Have you kind of had a look at this at all?
I've seen it. I still haven't even played the London Heist yet, to be honest.
Oh man, special.
I might have to do that this week.
It's very special. It's really good. Like, it's all static position stuff. That's the thing that kind of concerns me most about this, is quite how it will work. I saw kind of footage of it being sort of like a Rails shooter where it kind of moves around for you. I don't know quite how I'm going to feel about that because I think it will take me out the experience somewhat, it moving for me. But at the same time, I hate that sort of teleportation mechanic as well. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
I'd rather be able to just play it.
I just want to play the game, mate.
Move your arms, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not the method that you use in Sports Bar VR, where you do like almost rowing to move around.
That is fun.
It's fun.
I do. It's fucking retarded.
It certainly is. Either way, obviously that's like a big old VR release, so going to be interesting to see how that reviews, and we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, man.
Elsewhere, we've got Little Friends, Dogs and Cats coming to the Switch, buddy.
Fucking sweet.
There you go. The less said about that, the better. Equally, Labis X Labyrinth XL Limited Edition arrives on PS4 and Switch. It's one of those there sort of Japanese RPG with your sort of schoolgirl kind of thing going on a little bit.
Fucking sweet.
Which, everyone enjoys. Trover Saves the Universe arrives this week on PC, PS4, and PSVR. It looks comfortably to me like this would be best in VR. It's sort of a kind of Riven Mist-esque kind of point-and-click puzzler, but it's got full VR support for PlayStation VR, so you can look around and interact with your hands. It looks pretty interesting to me. It's definitely got an interesting sense of humor there. Well worth a look. Whether it plays particularly well in and out of VR, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, really. But it's something I've been kind of keeping my eye on for a little while, and it looks quite cool, in my opinion. So
nice.
It's a big week for VR this week, buddy. A couple of big sort of possible big titles there. Kind of exciting. And then finally this week we've got Warhammer Chaos Bane, which is arriving on PS4, Xbox One, and PC as they continue to chuck Warhammer content out drip by drip. That's fine. So that's out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And
Gibbons.
That, buddy, is out this week. That's all she wrote.
Fucking what a week.
Yeah.
What a week.
I think, is it next week we'll have the PS Plus and Games for Gold? So that might be some sort of cheeky talking point at least. But yeah. But now, that's all she wrote.
Nice.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Has he got any questions this week, buddy?
He's kind of got something to just chip in with after we kind of lightly mocked him for basically saying Neo was shit and then saying Neo wasn't shit. And this is quite funny. I read this earlier today and it certainly brightened my day up from the funk. He said, forgot to mention, I obviously only downloaded Nier because Bob bought it and it came with a fancy bit of DLC armor.
Oh,
Whenever I was
nice.
fighting something, I could only swing my sword twice before my stamina went. I thought that was normal.
sounds
Only
about right.
only when I had leveled up my dude did I realize I was basically over encumbered and should have been able to swing together combos of like 5 or 6 hits. So he was essentially playing from the start in some sort of horrible hardcore mode, which he
terrible.
then kind of like worked out after having played it for a while. So yeah, Funk sort of finishes off by saying, "That's probably why I wasn't keen at the beginning." I think that's fair play. So yeah, Funk was completely hamstrung, unable to like put combos together or do anything. It probably felt very difficult at that point.
Yeah, Gibbons. It's never good when you're over cucumbered, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy. Gibbons. So yeah,
makes me think I might want to play this game. You know.
I think I played the demo and thought it was quite interesting, actually. I think so. Yeah, I mean, it could be worth a look. It could. Yeah, I'm always up for sort of single player experiences at the moment, really. Like, in terms of like big budget games, those are the only ones that I'm kind of playing. So yeah, it's possibly worth a cheeky little look because obviously it's what kind of one Funk over and he got sort of stuck into it a fair bit. So yeah, it might be worth a little play.
Gibbons.
So yeah, thanks very much for that, Funk. Funk does chip in as we head into Street Beat. So let's go there now, buddy. So now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
Wanna know?
Get in the show.
Get on the show. Lots of people on the show this week, buddy, and thank God for that, because there wasn't any news or other video games this week.
We can talk about stuff now.
Yeah, here we are.
It's only taken nearly an hour, but we're there.
We got there. So, kicking things off, we got Mike Strader.
Mike Strader.
Chipped in. Was this in the old Discord chat this week, buddy?
This is just Discord. I just grabbed it and chucked it in it because it was chatting in the Discord, buddy. You can get on our Discord if you want and join it through our website, the jfgpodcast.co.uk. Just hit on that Discord button there and chat away.
That's all you need to do. Just get on that old Discord button and you're good to go, buddies.
Obviously, you need an account and stuff. Like,
and Discord.
We're not going to do that for you.
We can't do that, but we can kind of funnel you in the right direction if you've laid the groundwork. That's kind of what we're saying here, buddies.
Exactly.
So yeah, Mike says this. Hello from Ontario, Canada. I'm still listening to the podcast and enjoying them. I'm behind in listening. Right now you guys are raving about Celeste and Hitman, which actually got me into Hitman again. Paris, Bangkok, Marrakesh. I'm gonna try Celeste at some point. Although I'm still playing Dead Cells at the moment, which I think the two might be too similar. No, not too similar. Sorry, he says, which I think the two might be similar. Yeah. Conversely, Mike Strider, I kind of want to play Dead Cells because Hollow Knight. I'm quite enjoying Hollow Knight, but it is not the Celeste hit that I wanted. And now I'm wondering if Dead Cells might be that game. So yeah.
See, with Dead Cells, it's not as fast paced. It's more like Hollow Knight, the slowy kind of.
Yeah. I think I just might have to get used to the fact that there is nothing quite like Celeste.
I think so, buddy.
Which is quite upsetting, buddy. It's a little disheartening, if I'm honest. It's not really
Will happen. Will happen.
Yeah. Well, either way, he also says the Surge is free with PS Plus this month. I'm having a dip. It might be. I played the demo of that as well, and I quite liked that.
I can't even remember what it is.
You're like a dude.
Yeah, I like dudes.
You go to a factory or something, and you become like cyborged. I think there's like a apocalyptic disaster of some sort, and then you're
fuck.
you're like half cyborg. But it's got a bit of Dark Souls-esque sort of, tactical combat, getting hit like really hard, that sort of thing. It was quite nice. Might be worth a little go. But
nice.
Either way, thanks very much for that, Mike. We've also got a nice old message from our glorious benefactor JJ, who wants to chip in on the discussion about the PS5 and future consoles in general. We've also got some chat from PJ and Funk as well. So let's kick things off with JJ here. He says this: PS5 is going to be every bit of $499. Consumer, if you're lucky, for the new AMD tech will be a CPU at $250, GPU at $300, and I've seen decent 1 terabyte SSDs at $70. I'm sure Sony saying we're going to buy 40 million of them gets a nice discount, but that doesn't include the PSU, housing, disk drive, and fan. There have been rumors they plan to take a $100 hit for each console, but I think that's what will get you to $499. So yeah, he's kind of suggesting they might cost $599, even if they do take that hit. And,
wasn't like the PS4 one of the first consoles to like break even within the first year? Because obviously everyone always sells these things at a loss to start off with, but I think the PS4 was the first one to recoup that money sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot up in the air here with the stats on the PS5. Obviously, we haven't seen like absolutely confirmed 100%, but I do get the impression that what they're quoting, as you say, like it. I was kind of saying last week, this sounds expensive to me.
Yes.
And you were kind of making the point that we're probably 18 months away. Everything's going to have gone down a little bit more.
Yeah, and like JJ says, they're going to buy fucking 40 million of them as well, so they're going to get it at discounted rates.
Yeah. I don't think he's too far off with those prices in general, but it just comes down to exactly right. Like, what sort of discount can they get? I don't think that. I mean, if this was $499, then it would probably be like £469.
Yeah, more than likely.
I mean, the X launched at that price, didn't it? So
yeah,
it wouldn't be entirely
unheard of.
Yeah, I still don't think they'll do it though. I think that I like to think Sony have learnt their lesson, and they released the PS4 at £349, and that was absolutely a brilliant move. I think 400 is the absolute like peak.
Yeah, I've seen £399 knocking about the internet.
I think £400 is probably fair if it can do what they say it can do.
Yeah, if it's got this kind of equipment in it, then yeah.
I think if you go north of £400, then
that's dangerous.
At least 50% of the potential early adopters are going to fuck off. Genuinely, I don't see it.
It's too much for a console.
I wouldn't even consider it for that price. So, it's we get older and perhaps have a little bit more disposable income if we've kind of sorted ourselves out a bit. But at the same time, that makes you kind of sometimes a little bit more careful with things. And the idea of spending that sort of money on a console, especially early doors, we've been bit before with the PS4 where there was basically no support for it for the first year or so.
Fuck all. It was terrible, but yeah, It
I
wasn't
mean,
very...
those were kind of extenuating circumstances in that I was kind of not working at all and then suddenly briefly working, and it was kind of my window of opportunity to pick up a next-gen console. That's
Yeah.
not the case this time. So, and with kind of it being up in the air about exactly what will be backwards compatible and how, and whether our steering wheels will be, and all of these sorts of
Yeah,
questions.
there's all kind of questions there. And
Seems
also,
highly
like, there was those kind of not confirmed leaks from Microsoft this week as well. Or, trustworthy leaks or whatever they're called. I don't know what you want to call them. Where they come out and say that, like, our one's better at the end of the day. Like, no major stats about it. Just like a saying of, well, the next Xbox or whatever is going to be more powerful than the PS5. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is frankly something I don't fucking care about anymore, genuinely.
I mean, I don't understand buying a console for power at all, really. I want it to load games quick and run at a high frame rate. I'm not too
Yeah,
fussed
and
about graphics,
no, and if you look back at the PS4 or the Xbox One launches,
Hmm.
I think that the PS4 was the obvious choice because as much as I don't really care about incredible graphical prowess from a console, I do want the games to run properly.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and the Xbox wasn't capable of doing that early doors
Nope.
on the Xbox One. But I think we're past that stage now, especially
Yeah.
as we enter into territories where you've got multiple SKUs where you can change things like performance versus frame rate and that sort of thing. I just
Yeah,
don't
totally.
see a baseline performance being an issue with these new consoles. I don't
No.
think games graphics have improved quickly enough for them to tax this new hardware at
Yep.
the time of launch. And now that we aren't looking at completely different infrastructures for these consoles each time they launch every 5 or 6 years, you no longer get in that sort of old N64 or PS1 position where it takes the developers a couple of years to work out how to use the tech. These are
Yeah.
just fucking PCs at this
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
And
The architecture is just simple. It works.
exactly. So, graphics might improve over time, techniques will improve over time, but getting like the thing to perform, that's not a thing anymore. They're all x86. They're all using fucking just PC architecture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think performance is something that I'm especially interested in. If the two consoles launch close together, I don't think there'll be a great deal in it. And it comes down to peripherals and it comes down to software. And I think that's probably what JJ's kind of thinking as well, as he says the following. Sony needs to get on board with the crossplay and the Game Pass, EA Access shit, because Microsoft bought some decent studios, and if they come out with good games for a change, ... But Sony still has exclusives coming that I will pick them over Xbox. If Sony lost Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch, they'd be fucked. That being said, I'm definitely waiting on all game-related purchases. They do go down in price quickly and have a backlog the National Archive would be jealous of. But Rage 2 looks like open world Doom.
Does look like open world
He's
Doom.
got a point.
He is
It
right.
certainly does. Thanks very much for that, JJ. And yeah, I think we'll probably continue to discuss your points. I'll breeze through this little chat that we've got from PJ and the Funk as well, because they're very much interested in exactly the same topic. PJ says, backwards compatibility on the PS5 is a huge plus. Other than the bits and pieces which have been announced, what else do you want to see in next gen? More USB ports for me. The original PS4 has 2, which is not enough.
Yeah, the Pro's got 3, which is just about enough. I could do with 4, because I've got my headset is a USB headset. I've got a charger for my controller always plugged in. I've got the hard drive, and then I'd have one for the PSVR. So yeah, fucking 4 USB ports, please.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the PSVR plugged in all the time. I've given up on switching back and forth to utilize HDR. I just don't really care that much with the PS4. Yeah. But I would have problems. I mean, with the fact that I've only got one port on there, but then with the fact that I would have needed to be charging an Xbox controller as well.
Yeah, true.
Ended up picking up that hub, that USB hub. It just sits underneath like the chair in the corner. It's got like 6 inputs and cables like plugged in there all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't really have that issue anymore. But yeah, it would be nice. It is stupid because they're not exactly expensive like USB 3 ports. It's
nope.
It's not that hard, is it? Let's be honest.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see some USB-C ports on there, which is
That
kind
would
of
make
like standardizing
it should
with
make more
Thunderbolt
sense
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's kind of where we're heading in terms of the standardization for USB. I think that
a lot of
big
new
ones are gonna
motherboards
be-
ship with USB-Cs on them and stuff now, so it's what it is.
highly likely that that'll be the case. Obviously, that means they can cut down on the size of the USB cables they ship with the thing as well. It's all cutting
even
costs.
the Nintendo Switch is USB-C, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Funk says he'd like to see wireless charging. I would like to see that as well.
Yeah, just chuck it on top of it. Bosh, there you go.
Exactly. Have the whole top panel as a charging and just have, space for a couple of controllers to sit on top and charge.
Yeah, man.
Why not? That tech's been there for like 5 years. Again, I think that the question will be, as JJ made with some very good points and pricing up kind of the hardware there, is there going to be space for them to chuck bells and whistles at this thing if they want to make it a competitive price but also have strong internal hardware? It's going to be difficult, isn't it, to see?
Yeah, if it was a choice over like wireless charging or better frame rate, then better frame rate, But
exactly.
Yeah, these are things that would be very nice on here, and wireless charging would be fucking awesome.
Definitely right. PJ also says day one external hard drive support, because whatever solid state drive they give as standard won't be big enough. I fully agree with him there. I think this thing will ship with maybe a terabyte SSD, or maybe some sort of hybrid drive that's kind of partitioned. I've seen these sort of like hybrid mechanical hybrid SSD drives now where they're kind of slapped together.
You have like half of it for like mass storage. Like say you've got like 500 gig or whatever as solid state, and then 2 terabytes of just store. HDD. And then what I would want it to do is when I launch a game, somehow mount it onto the SSD. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah. It makes such a massive difference, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle that. But I agree, every single time a console has launched, since hard drives were being put in consoles, it hasn't been big enough. So I don't think we can expect anything different here, really.
What was the original Xbox? I think that was like an 8 gig hard drive from what I remember.
think it was 8. Yeah.
And then I remember my 360, I bought the Pro Edition with a 20 gig hard drive and thinking, holy shit balls.
My God. Yeah.
All the space for Hexic HD.
Yeah. The 360, that was kind of my first experience of downloading games to a console, but it still couldn't do like proper releases because of the storage restrictions there. It was just like little arcade games and, that sort of thing. But hey, yeah, it's kind of
got there closer to the end, having like the 120 and 250. I think it went up to maybe.
I think that.
I can't remember.
Was the Elite? Did the Elite have a 500 gig drive in it?
Possibly. I remember my black one, like the newest one. I think that was 250, maybe 500. Yeah, I don't know. But that's when fucking hard drives just plummeted in price. Like they used to be fucking well expensive. But the same with SSDs. Like SSD, I remember buying my first 60 gig SSD for like 80 quid or no more than that, I think it was. Yeah, maybe 90 quid for 60 gigs.
Yeah, I inherited that SSD.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Played Skyrim off it for several months. So thanks for that.
Did the job.
Gibbons. Funk says something he'd like from the PS4 is his fucking wheel to work. Now that's going to be an interesting one. In terms of the fact that this is going to be launching with native backwards compatibility. The PSVR is going to be backwards compatible. Does that mean that the controllers will be? Does it mean that the steering wheel will be? I mean, that would be kind of unprecedented for a console to launch with.
Yeah, the issue is the DualShock 4s probably won't work with it, and therefore the wheels probably won't work with it.
In which case, your answer is Drive Hub.
Yes, I think so. Instead of forking out another like 150 quid or whatever for another wheel, just pick that thing up, I guess.
Pick up Drive Hub. It'll go in a sale, 60, 65 pounds. They'll flash that thing with new firmware days after the PS5 launches, and you'll be away. I don't know. my wheel's getting a little old in the tooth, to be honest. So, I mean, the problem is
you've already thought about getting an upgrade already. So by the time this launches, you'll be like, oh, there we go. Time to get one.
That's going to be the question, really. Is like,
yeah,
the time that is buying a new console. That's not the time to buy a new wheel. You're already spending hundreds of pounds.
Maybe the year after or something. Maybe when a couple of racing games are out.
Gibbons. Yeah. What else have we got? PJ says, I'm kind of out of requests too. Backwards compatibility is the clincher for me, like Alex said, as I have so much on PS4 and I'm not willing to start from scratch. He also says this, if I got the Xbox, it would really have to show me that it was worth it, and that is very tough, especially given the limited amount of time that I get to game these days. Also, I would say that $399 is the console's only price for a decent bundle. Oh, $399 is the console only price. For a decent bundle, you're more likely to be looking at $400 plus. I would agree with that. For the PS4, I think Alex got the best bundle. Console, 2 controllers, Killzone, and a camera. That was a good deal, by the way.
Yeah.
I think I got that for $379.
Yeah, that was a fucking steal. I think I bought mine for like $350, and it was just like 1 controller, Killzone, and that was it.
Yeah.
So for like 20 quid more, you got a camera and an extra controller.
Yeah, and that camera came in pretty handy in the end. So PJ says, I think if we decide to buy it, we will need to set up a group bank account so that Alex and Ash can get us all the best deal. So it's a good shout. Start pooling our money.
Just put all your money in the JfG podcast
PayPal. Yeah,
PayPal account. Yeah, just put all your money in there and we'll sort it out. Buddies. Yeah, it's safe.
We're going nowhere.
We don't fucking spend it. It just sits there, doesn't it?
It just sits there. Safest bank account on earth. We spend about £8 a year out of it. Yeah,
it's nice.
Perfect. Well, I mean, is there anything you want to add there in terms of the console chat, buddy? In terms of like things that you'd be after now we know a little bit more about it?
The Mad Box.
The Mad Box.
More RGB custom abilities, please. I'd like it to glow all different colours under the sun. That'd be ace. Yeah,
tasteful.
I want that. Yeah.
Yep.
Customizable. I don't know. We had customizable faceplates on the 360. That was nice. Just make it look aesthetically pleasing, I guess. I don't know how they can do that. I feel like consoles have been all right, to be honest. I'm trying to think of an ugly-looking console. There's probably loads. Back in the day, it was weird. But, yeah.
I want the front of it to have like a LED display telling me information about it, buddy.
Yeah, like a Mad Box, yeah.
With a smiley face and temperature gauge.
I can need a temperature gauge on there as well, yeah.
I
want it to be water-cooled as well.
Yeah, I want a giant golden cobra on the side of it, preferably.
Probably a good shout. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I tell you what, I want it to be quiet. I don't want it to sound like a fucking jet engine after like 5 years. Like seriously, it ain't gonna happen though.
No, I mean I've been really enjoying the PS4. It's so quiet in comparison to my old one, but
yeah, I bet
it won't be long before it starts fucking sounding like a fucking Hoover again. It'll happen, and I've noticed that Xbox getting a bit louder as well. You know,
it's creeping up.
Yeah, it's not too long.
That Celeste you played, mate. That's what it was.
So much Celeste. It's just taxing that hardware to the fucking limit. Absolutely insane. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't care how big they are. I'd say that I care, like, in terms of their size. I don't need them to be smaller. Like, it doesn't matter. They're not going anywhere. They're just sitting under my telly. Like, the fact that everyone's got, like, a pretty big telly now means that they tend to have space for these consoles. Like,
true.
So, it's really hard for me because I just don't think that... In the past, I've always been able to think of stuff that I would like a console to be able to do. But genuinely, all I want from a new console is more power. but I don't want anything else. I don't care. Like, I'm happy with the controllers. I'm happy with the sort of size of the hardware.
Yeah, and previously I was like, oh, I want all these services and stuff on there. They're already there now. I want Spotify integration. I want Netflix on there. Like, I want that as a standard now. Like, that should be there at launch, not like 6 months later. Oh, we've introduced Spotify now. No, just fucking have it there. If it's
now you've got
it's like,
4OD.
yeah, exactly. It's like the fucking Division 2, buddy. It's all just there. Like, I'm not waiting for anything to fucking drop for me. It's all there. Everything that was there in the original one is there plus more. Like, that's what I want from a console. I want that plus more.
I think
I want an operating system to work as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say exactly that. I want to be able to browse the fucking marketplace without the thing locking up for minutes at a
crashing
time.
And being a load
Come
of
on,
shite.
Sony.
Yeah,
man, what the fuck? I'm trying to give you money. I'm trying to buy shit. Like, you can't even get the store to work properly so that I can give you my fucking money. Honestly, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Ugh, Jesus. Anyway, I don't think that'll be an issue on the new one, he says, knowing 100% that it will indeed be an issue on the new one. Yeah, just more power. Just more power, backwards compatibility. I just want to be able to play the games I've got already. I also want you to release some new ones. I want to be able to run those at 60 frames per second rather than 30 frames and a stupidly high resolution.
I'm sick of 30 frames per second.
Fuck that.
I'm just sick of it now.
Terrible. Yeah. Horrible. Yeah, there you are. And as we've said before, as the proud owners of like 400 fucking games, there's no way on God's green earth we're buying an Xbox if the PlayStation 5 runs PS4 games. It's just not going to happen.
I know, it's not.
And I'm afraid to say, as far as Microsoft are concerned, I believe they've shipped about 80 fucking million of these PS4s, so there might be a few other people who feel the same.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because
the thing
Xbox
with Microsoft
could be amazing. It could be absolutely brilliant.
Well, the thing for me,
better.
More than likely. But the thing I'm hoping for is, they keep supporting Game Pass and moving more and more games over onto PC, really. Because then I've got the best of both worlds. I've got my PC, I can play Xbox games on it. Been thinking about picking up Sea of Thieves. I don't know why. But then again,
I've got Sea of Thieves.
I know. Oh yeah, we could just fucking play it together. I did see, if anyone out there didn't notice, that you can get 3 months of Game Pass for £1 at the moment. Probably worth doing, buddy, if you haven't done it already.
That is value, man. And when you buy like extensions and shit for that service, it just tacks it on the end. So it doesn't matter if you're like subscribing or whatever. No, I pay like £8 a month for that. So yeah, that does sound like quite a good deal.
Yeah. Check it out. I saw it on Hot UK Deals. Definitely worth doing. And I'm contemplating doing it on fucking mine. But then again, I could just use your account and I can play it. So we should do that. Yeah, because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a new Sea of Thieves update coming pretty soon. I
did notice that.
Someone's on our YouTube has mentioned it a few times.
Yeah.
And I'm quite tempted to play it now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played that game since I got my Xbox because I haven't got anyone to play it with, so why would I bother?
True.
Feels very much like a co-op game to me. But yeah, I'd be up for that. Sounds good.
Cool. We'll schedule in a date and play some
Gibbons.
Sea of Thieves then. I'll get it downloaded.
Sounds sexy, buddy.
Oh, sexy
Very
pirate hooker.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks so much to everyone this week. Lots of contributors and lots of interesting stuff to discuss. So,
Gibbons.
Cheers, everybody. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 210 of the JfG Podcast.
210.
And, what a time it's been. As we count down, there's only sort of 3 days until John Joe Shelby finds a receipt with a cock drawn on it in his private box.
That's true.
That's exciting. And yeah, I suppose we're probably going to head off and play some EA Sports Presents in the name of Rory McIlroy PGA Tour Golfing Club simulation game. Crazy
trick golf shot game isometric.
And as I mentioned to you last week, buddy, the best thing about Rory McIlroy Golf is the very, very first screen you see is a small family of foxes running at full speed on the spot into a slab of concrete.
I mean, that's just great game design.
That's just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So with that in mind, bud, I think we should probably fuck off.
Indeed.
It's been a cheeky one. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, I was about to say
nicely padded
thanks
out.
for having me for some reason.
Sure. You did it.
I did it. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. You know where you can find us. Of course you fucking do. We will catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.